Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mike's Hidden Histories. I want to tell you about a famous Irishman from the 19th century that you may not know about. He wasn't a great politician, he wasn't a revolutionary, he didn't win any great battles, but he had a huge impact on Irish society right across the country of Ireland. At the height of his power, he employed over 50,000 people. He was a great employer. He paid people well, and he opened up the entirety of Irish society and revolutionised, I suppose, the economy of 19th century Ireland. I'm here in Carlow railway station, and this was one of the lines I'll tell you about shortly that he developed. He was the father of Irish railways, and his name was William Dargan, and I want to tell you a little bit about him now. He was born near Carlow here, Carlow Town, in 1799. And he went to school, to a head school in Great Cullen, which is a suburb of the town of Carlow, which is located in the southeast of Ireland. Now, he was immediately recognised as a genius with maths and accountancy. And once he left school, he obtained a job in a surveyor's office here in Carlow. But his talent was recognised by two people who sponsored him. One of them, it was John Alexander, an entrepreneur and miller, a wealthy local gentleman. And the second was Henry Parnell, the MP for Queen's County nearby, which was County Laois. And both of these recommended him to a famous Scottish engineer, Thomas Telford. So William Dargan left here and went to Britain and worked initially from 1819 to 1824 on the London Holyhead Road. And he so impressed his boss, Thomas Telford, that he sent him back to Dublin in the 1820s to build the Howth Road, particularly from Raheny to Sutton, that part of the Howth Road leading out of Dublin to the coastal village of Howth. Now, this brought him to prominence as a very accomplished public sector contractor. And in 1831, he won the contract to build Ireland's first ever railway line from Dublin to Kingstown, which is now called Dun Laoghaire. This was completed in 1834 and opened in December 1834. And it is renowned as being the first ever commuter rail line in the world, and all due to the genius that was William Dargan. He went on then to work in other railway lines from Limerick, Thurles to Cork, Waterford to Limerick, Mullingar to Galway, Dublin to Drogheda. Too many to mention. And in fact, many hundreds and hundreds of kilometres of railways in Ireland in the 19th century were all designed and built by this man, William Dargan. Now, he also was a genius when it came to canals. He worked on and constructed the Ulster Canal between Lough Erne and Lough Neagh. He worked on draining the River Lagan into Belfast in the north of Ireland. And he drained much of the Lagan and parts of Belfast Lough and made it into a deep water port. And all the soil from that, in fact, was created in Ireland, on which subsequently Harland and Wolff, the famous shipbuilding yard which built the Titanic, was constructed, and it remains there today. Now, he worked in other canals as well throughout the country. Now, going back to the railways, because he is known as the father of Irish railways, so he constructed a very difficult line from what was called the Harcourt line, from Harcourt Street in Dublin right out to Bray. And he's attributed actually to developing Bray, transforming Bray from a sleepy fishing village into a vibrant community that it was after the railway arrived. He built the promenade. He built a number of houses along the seafront as well. So he was an extremely busy and accomplished person. Now, in 1853, he was responsible with others, but the main driver of the art and industry exhibition in Dublin called the Dublin Exhibition. Now, he funded this exhibition himself entirely to the amount of £88,000. Now, in 1853, that was a huge amount of money. And this exhibition was built, it was a glass domed exhibition of glass and steel, and was built in Leinster Lawn overlooking Merrion Square in Dublin. So it attracted 1.1 million people during the spring, summer, and autumn of 1853. And in fact, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert came and visited this exhibition also. Now, unusually, the Queen went to visit William Dargan in his residence in Mount Anville Estate in South Dublin, which was very unusual that a Queen would visit a commoner in his home. But that shows you the importance that of William Dargan to the country in the 19th century. Now, he refused knighthoods. The Queen wanted to make him a baronet. He refused that also. Prince Albert called him, truly he is a man of the people, which he was. Now, he was a great man. He employed, as I said earlier, over 50,000 people by 1853. He paid them well. And during the famine times, the worst year of the famine, 1847, he paid people a week in advance. And if they were sick, he told them not to come to work. There's an occasion where he brought 700 of his workers actually on a day trip and paid for them their food and everything out to Bray. He brought them on their train. So he was renowned as an extremely generous man. It was said that he was always had his hands in his pocket. The Carlow was actually completed in August 1846 during the famine, and the first trains arrived here on the 3rd of August 1846. Now, William Dargan, towards the end of his life, also contributed significantly to the development of the National Gallery of Ireland. In fact, he contributed £40,000 towards the construction of the gallery. And that opened in 1864. And in the same year, unusually, a statue to William Dargan was erected in front of the National Gallery. It's still there today, and it's unusual because it's a rare event that a statue would be erected to a person who's still alive. In 1866, William had a severe accident when he fell from his horse, and that ended really his career. In the following year, 1867, he died of liver disease. So there's a great story of a great entrepreneur from the 19th century. And if you want to see, look at one of his great monuments, I suppose, to his genius, just go no further than the viaduct north of Newry, the Craigmore Viaduct, and 18 arch viaduct, which stands there today. In Dublin, there's a bridge named after William Dargan, the Luce Metro Bridge. In Belfast, there's a railway bridge named after William Dargan. One of the wings of the National Gallery is named after William Dargan. And there are plaques, as you have seen here, also erected to his memory in Carlow Station. Genius of the 19th century, a great entrepreneur, a man who revolutionized Irish society. He is the father of Irish railways, William Dargan. That's all from Mike's Hidden Histories. More next time.